Mark, first question here on 2.
Kyle, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. For lack of a better word, all I can think of when I think of Kawhi Leonard is this guy's a beast. Discuss.
It's a good one. I mean, I think he's been able to show his full repertoire this whole season, and the playoffs has kind of made it even more of a bigger stage. And through the regular season, he's had big games like this before, but he hasn't played the minutes. So you give him more minutes, you give him more shots, you give him more touches, you give him more time to be on the floor. I think he's the best two-way basketball player in the NBA, and he just goes. And I've seen some stuff from him this year that just you say, wow. I mean, you say wow, and you appreciate the work that he's put in. He works extremely hard at his game and works extremely hard on his body, and he loves this basketball thing, loves it.
What are some of the things that made you say wow?
Just being able to. I didn't know he was such a great shooter. I didn't know he was such a great. He's this year alone. You say wow because he's got creative. He's gotten even better of a playmaker. Right, early in the year, but then throughout the season, he's become a better playmaker. And he'll have games where 12 rebounds, 15 rebounds. I think it was one game. I don't know if it was I don't know what it was. He was like 30, and like 15 rebounds, something like that. I mean, you just say, God, Jesus, that's a crazy stat line for a guy like that. I mean, he just does it on both ends.
Tim in the back left.
Kyle, Tim Reynolds with the AP. You're still in control of the series. You're still up 3-2. You still have 2 more chances at this thing. What has the mood been like the last 48 hours, and how quickly did it take, or how long did it take to get over that you were right there, that they had a shot of it the other night?
Stay in the moment. We didn't finish the game out. We all sat back. We watched the film today. I got out here, got better. Now we're going to go out here and get a little practice in, talk to you guys, and prepare for the next game. We understand that the moment is the moment, but we still staying in it. And we're not too up, we're not too down. We're just one game. Hey, we lost it. Now we got to move on to the next one.
Over on the far right,
Alvaro Martini, ESPN. Road teams are 4-1 in the finals. When you look at the splits for both Toronto and Golden State, they're shooting better overall. They're markedly shooting better from 3. And they have more assists on the road than at home. Is that just the way things happen? Is there anything behind it you can explain to us?
We've got 2 really good teams, 2 really good basketball groups, poised groups. For us, we just go out there and we try to play our game the same way, no matter home or on the road. We understand on the road we got to be even more better because of the situation. But for us, as a group, we just go in there and we stay focused and stay locked in on that moment of being in the road and being together.
Over in the 4th row in the center, the microphone.
Guido Padilla, Filtro, the show. Kyle, I want you to talk about the mental part of the game because there's a lot of talk about strategies from back and forth. But mentally, especially when the moments switch sometimes, especially in the Game 5 that you guys had the opportunity to win at home, and then that switch plus the KD brings a little spirit to the Golden State Warriors. Can you talk about how you prepare mentally to overcome the spirit of the Warriors?
We just go out there and do our job. We're a professional basketball team. We've been in the same situation. We've been the same team all year. We don't get too up. We don't get too down. We live in the moment. We understand that today is today, and tomorrow will be another, test for our group. We'll be in a row. We'll be against a team, that'll be ready to go. But, we'll be ready to play too.
Robert, next row back.
Robert Littell, BSO. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to win a championship, but how satisfying would it be to be able to win a championship and close down their building at the same time?
Yeah, get there when you get there. Right now, we're just focusing on how we continue to get better. Tomorrow will be a tough task, and we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to play basketball. 48 minutes on that hardwood, and go out there and do our jobs and play extremely hard.
Next question over here on the aisle.
Sandeep Chanak with Yahoo Sports. Kyle, the last game, Steph and Clay got up combined 27 threes. A lot of them were open looks, too. I think they made about 12. What can you guys do tomorrow night to make sure it's more difficult for them?
Stay locked in. I think they got a lot. They got loose last game, and those guys are going to get off shots. They're going to get up their attempts. They're going to make shots, but you got to make them a little bit tougher sometimes. But we had some loose ball. They got a couple of loose ball offensive rebounds, transition breakdowns. Listen, you're not going to stop them from shooting threes, but you can make them a little bit tougher and try to contest them better. But there's a lot of things that we learned from that film that we feel like we could do a better job of.
Towards the center.
Kyle Palantunas, ESPN Brazil. You recently spoke to the chemistry of the team and how Nick Nurse maybe yelled at you guys maybe twice all year. Have you had a coach quite like him with that calmness? And what do you think that's done for the team?
I have. Rick Adelman. Very similar. Never yelled, really, never really talked. Great coach. I think what Nick has done is kind of, keep the mentality of our team the same, right? He doesn't get too up, he doesn't get too down. He yelled at us literally, I think, twice this year. That kind of just attests to, his confidence in who he is as a coach, who we are as a team, how he believes in us. And just go out there and, we are all grown men. And, he talked to us as grown men, and we, do our jobs and come in and work, and we be ready to go.
Michael towards the center.
Kyle, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. When you're guarding Clay or Steph, or getting in an action where you're going to have to pick up Clay or Steph down the stretch, like in Game 5, is the approach a little different because it's them? Like, how much more of an awareness do you have to take because of the guys who have the ball?
It's all game. It ain't just down the stretch. You got to be aware when they're on the floor. You got to be aware of them. I mean, they're probably two of the top, all-time shooters in the game of basketball. So when they step on the floor, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, you got to be aware of them at all times.